All right, and welcome to the class. I am Teacher Jack. Here is my Verbling address there in chat. Welcome to Tongue Twister Time. So this is a class I run several times. The point of it is to say tongue twisters to work on pronunciation and reading ability. So tongue twisters, as you may or may not be aware, are phrases or whole poems that are very difficult to say, make use of a lot of very similar words, often jammed together. An example of an English tongue twister is Luke Luck Licks Licks Luke Luck Stuck Likes. So you can see they're a lot of fun to say, and they exist in every language. They make for really good practice because they often force you to use a lot of sounds you may not normally use and contrast a lot of subtleties that you might not have a good chance to practice otherwise. So I'm gonna stall for time here a little bit and wait for any students to show up because obviously there's no real point to the class without students. So we'll wait a bit. Everything is going okay on the site. I know there were reserved seats here, but no one has shown up yet. Well, I will give a little preview of some of the tongue twisters we'll be looking at today while I wait for students to show up. So this is the tongue twister I normally like to get started with. This is the woodchuck tongue twister. It's very famous. It's known to pretty much everyone. It's pretty much well known for everyone in the English-speaking world. It's about a little creature called a woodchuck. Oh, hello there. Are you there? If you can hear me, could you enter something into the Verbling chat because I can't hear you. Oops. Now we're back to me. Oh, and you're gone. Well, oh, here you are. I'm going to close out the class and try to restart it again because I'm worried that I can't hear any of the sounds.
Oh. Good morning, Jack.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yes. It was. I started to download Verbling, and it takes some time. That's why.
Oh, sorry about that. I had a problem a few classes ago where I couldn't hear anyone.
No, it works perfectly.
Okay. Well, welcome to the class. Where are you? Have you had class with me before, Marina?
No, never. My first class.
Okay.
Here.
Are you familiar with the concept of a tongue twister?
Yes, I studied tongue twisters before. I love it, and it improves, really improves.
Well, all right. I'm glad you share my belief. So, where are you coming from today?
I'm from Russia.
From Russia. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, this is the tongue twister I like to start on, and it is about a creature called a woodchuck. Are you familiar with this one?
I read once. Yes, I remember.
Okay. So I'll say it for you once, and then we'll see how well you do.
Okay.
So it sounds like this. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? It would chuck as much as it could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. So the real key to this one is the vowel, the that sound, that short U, and you find it in wood and wood, which are both pronounced the same, even though they're spelled differently. So, would you like to try? Let's just try saying the very first paragraph right there.
Okay. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Very good. Now, the only issue is that your oo was a little tight on the wood. You want to make sure it's definitely a sound, not a oo. Yeah. Wood. Yes. Well, all right. That was very good. How about you try saying the whole thing?
Oh, whole? Okay.
The whole thing. I think you can do it.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? It would chuck as much wood as it could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Good. Once again, the only issue is you were a little tight on your oo sound. You want to make sure it's a sound. The way you can do this to practice is what's so
Jack,
yes.
Read for me once more. First part. I need to feel
just
it.
The first part. Yeah. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? This is very much that's how much wood, not how much wood.
Yeah.
Wood.
Wood.
Okay. So I actually had someone in this class last time who had struggled with the same sound. The key to the difference between oo and the is basically it's less tense. You just relax your muscles a little bit. So instead of oo, let your throat relax, let your lips relax, and make it oo, woo, like that. That was it. So give it just that first paragraph. Try it one more time. Go as slow as you need, and really on all those words, make sure every time that you're trying to.
Okay. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck at a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Good. And remember, this also applies to could. So it's not could, it's could. That same sound. Yeah. So try saying it one more time.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
So can you say that one more time? You're breaking up a little bit.
Cold.
Are you still there? I think you broke up a bit on me.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I can hear you now.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
We have two more students here.
Okay. Could you say it for me just one more time? Because that time I lost connection.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I will work on it, Jack. It's difficult. Wood.
Oh yeah, don't worry. They're supposed to be challenging, but you did very good. So I see we've been joined by Shadow and Tair. They've been in this class a few times. Hello, Shadow. Hello, Tair.
Hi, Teacher Jack. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good.
Hello, teacher. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Shadow.
So because you guys are here, we'll move on to a new tongue twister pretty soon. But just one last time, Marina, try going through the whole thing, and just like before, you have pretty much all of it down. It's just making sure your oohs are uhs. So remember to relax your throat, relax your lips. If it helps, you can kind of take a few deep breaths, really make everything is all relaxed, and let it kind of flow out. I often tell people that when you want to make these soft English vowels, it's almost like you're mumbling. You're not really enunciating. Ooh is a real enunciation, but that's just, it's lazy.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready.
Mhm. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? It would chuck as much wood as it could, and chuck as
Could.
much wood as a woodchuck would chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Good.
It's
There was definite
pretty
improvement.
challenging.
It was challenging, so we will come back to this one before it's over. So keep working on distinguishing between ooh and And like I said, the
Okay.
key is remembering that it's less, everything is less tense. With ooh, you can kind of feel your throat is tight, your tongue is a little tight. With your tongue and your throat, they're all in the same places, but everything is relaxed. So I often say, it's just take a deep breath, kind of let your shoulders drop, let everything relax, and try to, you can almost mumble it. Sometimes it's worth even trying to kind of mumble the whole poem, how much would a woodchuck chuck, just to try to get that vowel correct. So, but we're going to move on, and last time we did Betty Botter, so this time we're going to move on to this poem, for those who've already done it before. Oh, and we have two new students. Bashak?
Hello.
Hello, is that how you say your name?
Yes, you're right.
All right, and where are you coming from today?
I'm from Turkey.
From Turkey? Well, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And we also have Arakeli.
Hi, my name is pronounced Araceli, like with a th sound instead of
Araceli?
a c. Yeah,
Mhm.
perfect.
And where are you coming from?
I'm from Spain.
From Spain.
Yes, I live in Madrid, in Spain.
Ah, well, very nice. Well, welcome to you too.
Thank you.
So this poem right here is a really good practice of the difference between the sh and the s sounds, if any of you have a problem with that. This is actually one of the hardest tongue twisters for me personally. And it sounds a bit like this. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. And if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells. So it's a little tricky. It's important to remember that sure, S-U-R-E, is still pronounced with a sh sound. And this, you can either pronounce it sure or shore. Both of those work in English. Marina, you were just trying the last tongue twister, so I'll give you the first try on this one. So, if you want to try just saying the first line. Marina, are you there? Okay, she may be busy. So, Shadow.
Yes, teacher.
So you've attempted this one before. Would you like to try saying just the first line?
Okay. She sells seashells on the seashore.
Very good. It's almost like you've done this. And how about you try and say the entire poem?
Okay. She sells seashells. I don't know if it, sorry, there's windows open. Okay, again.
Sorry.
She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. And if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells. Then I'm sure she sells seashore shells.
Very good. So yeah,
Okay,
you aced that one actually, and very
Okay,
fast too. So all right, I think we will then move on. Tair, would you like to give the first line a try?
Yes, teacher, of course.
Mhm.
Okay. She sells seashells on the seashore. You hear me,
Sure.
teacher? You
Yes.
hear me? Okay.
So say it one more time for me.
Okay. She sells seashells on the seashore.
Sure.
Sure.
So it's not sure, it's or. Think of this vowel. It's a bit like ah. It's further back from the mouth, but with your lips rounded like an oo. So it's between oo and ah. Oh,
Sh- Could you say it, teacher?
sure.
Sure.
Yeah, that's it. This
Okay.
vowel is a little tricky sometimes because in American English, which is the kind of English I speak, you
So-
only see this vowel before an R, so it's very attached to that R. So it's kind of the vowel itself is or, is the whole vowel.
So it is long O, teacher, you said?
Yeah, it's basically a long O. It's similar to the O of boat, but it's a little shorter.
Like home?
Yes. Like, yeah, more like home. The difference is that with a home or boat, you kind of feel your mouth gets a little stricter at the end. It's O, but this is aw. It never gets stricter until the R, or. But yeah, it's very similar. It's almost the same vowel.
Okay.
So try it one more time for me.
From beginning?
From the beginning.
Okay. She sells seashells on the seashore.
Sure. Can you
Sure.
open it up a little bit?
Sure. No?
So let it try opening your jaw a little wider when you say it.
Sure.
It sounds like you're saying it a little tight. Try opening shore. When you say it, your mouth should come pretty much all the way open.
Sure.
Yeah,
No,
that's better.
maybe. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Maybe the R sound you don't hear it in the right way. I mean, maybe the R sound when I say it with sure, you don't hear it in the right way because maybe I'm pronouncing it in a wrong way.
The is good. It's mostly the O before it is a little tight. Like you're almost too. You get to the R a little too fast.
Okay.
So what you're doing sounds to me like sure, but it's sure.
Sure.
That was it.
Okay.
So one more time, just the first line.
Okay. She sells seashells on the seashore. I can't say it.
This is good. If you need to extend it like that every time for now, that's fine.
Okay.
You can say it shore, and eventually we'll get it to shore. We'll work it down, but it's most important to get it correct first, and then we can make it sound more natural later.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you practice that for a bit, and I'm gonna move on. Araceli?
Yes.
All right, so it's your turn now. Would you like to try saying just the first line for me?
Mm-hmm. She sells seashells on the seashore.
Good. The only thing in that was it's on the seashore.
The seashore.
Yes, you want to make sure that it's the, not duh.
Sorry, can you repeat the difference?
So when you said it, it was seashells on the seashore, but it's seashells on the seashore.
Okay, the seashore.
Yes. So try it one more time.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
Good. The only thing there is on that second C, you kind of went shh. Make sure it's C with that
C? C?
Yeah. Shore.
Shore.
All right. So say it for me one more time.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
Yes, very good. Now try saying the whole thing for me, and you can feel free to go slow and stop if you have any questions.
Okay. She sells seashells on the seashore. The seashells are seashells, I'm sure. And if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells.
Yes, very good. Yeah, that was quite good. Can you try the word shells and cells for me? Just those two words.
Shells and cells.
So, can you say shell one more time?
Shell,
Okay. So, I don't know why, but when you say cells, your L really comes through. When you say shell, your your L's don't come through quite as well.
mm,
So when you say shell, make sure you really get that ul sound in the end.
shell,
Yeah. So try the whole poem just one more time.
okay. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. And if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells.
All right, very good.
Thank you. It's
So
difficult.
it should be difficult. This is a very tricky poem, but you guys are doing very good at it. I'll have to move on to a new one pretty soon here. But first, Basha,
Yes.
do you think you're ready to try saying just the first line?
Okay. She sells seashells on the seashore.
One more time for me.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
Very good. Now try saying the rest of the poem.
And the shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. And if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells.
All right. No, very good.
Thank you.
Clearly, you guys are too good at this one. So I'm gonna skip back over to Tair for now. And if I can get Tair to say the whole poem, then we're gonna move to the next one. So Tair,
Yes,
would you like to
teacher?
try the whole poem?
Yes, of course. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. And if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells. I finished.
Yes. Now just that was good.
Okay.
Keep stretching that shore. You're nailing every time.
Okay.
Um,
Sure.
Just one thing. Could you say the third line for me? The third line.
Okay. And if she sells seashells on the seashore.
So right there, make sure that the is a the and not a duh.
Yeah, I said the.
Yeah.
You hear me? You hear me? Said the or the?
It sounded to me like duh.
Okay.
So just make sure it was the.
Yeah. The.
Say it one more time for me.
Okay. And if she sells seashells on the seashore.
Yeah. All right. No, very good.
Okay.
So that said, so Tair and Shadow, I know you've taken this class before, and you've done the Tweedle Beetle poem before. Would you like to try that poem again, or would you like me to introduce a new tongue twister?
Your choice, teacher. Okay.
Yes,
Shadow.
as you like, teacher.
Okay, then then we're going to do the Tweedle Beetles. I just hope it doesn't. I hope you guys aren't too bored with this one because I know you've seen it. All right. So, Bashak.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna start with you because I feel like you had the least amount of time so far saying a tongue twister. So this poem is written by a man called Dr. Seuss, who is very good at tongue twisters, and this is one of his best. So this is a poem about these little creatures called Tweedlebeetles. And all you need to know for this one is that the word Tweedle is made up, but all the other words are real. So just whenever you see this word, I'll enter it in the chat. That's Tweedle, and you just need to know that it's made up, so don't worry if you don't know what it means, because it doesn't mean anything. But would you like to try pronouncing just the sections on the left? Are you speaking, Bashak?
Oh, excuse me. Should I
Okay,
read?
sorry. Read the sections on the left.
Okay. What do you know about Tweedlebeetles? Well, when Tweedlebeetles fight, it's called a Tweedlebeetle battle.
So make sure that that Tweedle rhymes with beetle. So not beetles, but Tweedlebeetles.
Tweedlebeetles.
Yes. So try saying it one more time.
What do you know about Tweedlebeetles? Well, when Tweedlebeetles fight, it's called a Tweedlebeetle battle.
Mm-hmm. And make sure that your t at the start of Tweedle is more pronounced. So when you say it, it sounds a bit like Tweedle. You want to make sure it's Tweedle.
Tweedle. Tweedle.
Yeah, Tweedle.
Tweedle.
Otherwise, that was pretty good. So I'm gonna have you try and say now just the first paragraph on the right side.
Okay. And when they battle in a puddle, it's a Tweedle-Beetle puddle battle.
So try saying the word puddle for me.
Puddle?
Yeah. So what? Oh, a puddle is a small pool of water. So you can see there the beetles are splashing in water.
Okay.
That's the puddle. So yeah, this will have a lot of maybe words you don't know. Feel free to ask me what they are. I'll try to make sure. So could you try saying that for me one more time?
And when they battle in a puddle, it's a Tweedle-Beetle puddle battle.
Mm-hmm. And when you say the p in puddle, you want to make sure, just like with your T, that it's more pronounced. A key is that in English, when you say a P or a T or a K at the start of a word like that, we always say them with a little puff of air. So if you put your hand in front of your mouth and you go puh, puh, you should feel a little puff. And in English, we always make that, it's a big puff at the start of a word, so it's puddle, puh, not puddle. So puddle.
Okay. Can I try one more?
Yes, one more try.
And when they battle in a puddle, it's a Tweedle-Beetle puddle battle.
Yeah, and just one more thing is that on a few of these at the end, and I know that ol at the end can be a little difficult, but you want to make sure it's a ol and not a oo, not like a W sound. So make sure it's puddle, not padu. So ol.
Puddle?
So yeah. So you really want to make sure that that ol sound comes through. There's not really much of a vowel sound in there. It's mostly just pud, ul. Okay, so just try saying it one last time.
And when they battle in a puddle, it's a Tweedle-Beetle puddle battle.
Good. And now try saying that final paragraph.
And when Tweedlebeetles battle with just different paddles?
With yeah, paddles. Paddles are they're what you use for boats or canoes. You can see they're hitting each other with paddles in the picture there.
Okay. Paddles in a paddle. They call it a twiddle, beetle, paddle, paddle, battle. Oh my god.
Very good. No, you were doing it. Just remember to really emphasize your P's. Make sure they don't sound like B's. So once again, that puff of air is important. The puddle, paddle, battle. I don't know if you can quite hear it over the microphone, but there's beetle, or there's battle, and then there's paddle. So even though battle and paddle are spelled differently, they're actually, the only difference in them is one has a B and the other has a P. Other than that, they're the same word. Battle, paddle. And you can hear that puff of air at paddle.
Paddle, paddle. Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to give Araceli a try. Araceli, are you there?
Yes.
All right. Would you like to try saying the two paragraphs on the left for me?
Mm-hmm. What do you know about twiddle beetles? Well, when twiddle beetles fight, it's called a twiddle beetle battle.
Can you try saying those last three words for me?
Twiddle beetle battle.
So when you have that little T or that double T or a double D at the end of the word like that, you want to make sure that it's not completely slurred over. So when you're doing it's a little tweedle, beetle, battle, that sound is more like a D. It's actually very similar to in Spanish the sound in ere, that tapped R. So you want to make sure it's tweedle, beetle, battle, diddle. There's that clear sound right there. So could you try saying those words for me one more time?
Okay. A twiddle beetle battle.
Yeah, much better. A key for this, I think, is that when you make that noise, where is your tongue hitting your teeth when you make that noise?
Battle. Yeah, maybe in the middle part of my tongue is hitting my upper teeth.
So try making your tongue, bring your tongue back just a little bit. If you can kind of play with your tongue on the back of your teeth, if you feel when you push back there's that little lump of gum right behind your teeth, try to put your tongue right there when you make the noise. Because what I think you're doing is that you're bringing your tongue a little forward. You're making the sound with your teeth, but it's made with your gums. So not tweedle, beetle, battle, but tweedle, beetle, battle.
Okay, more a T than a D. You mean?
What?
So it sounds more like a T than like a D. Twittle, little, beetle, battle.
No, it's you definitely want to make it more like a D. You want to tweedle. In fact, try for me just saying tweedle, beetle, battle, as if they had D's in there. Tweedle.
Twiddle, beetle, battle.
So that's better. But the only problem is that they sound a little soft. And I think the issue is that I know that in Spanish, T's and D's are set a little. They're set a little with your tongue a little further on your teeth than they are in English. So you want to try to bring your tongue backwards a little bit, so that it's not D on your teeth, but D on the roof of your mouth. D.
Okay, I'm going to try.
Okay, I know that may sound a little confusing. I hope it makes sense.
No, it makes sense. It's very difficult for us because we are used to pronounce it badly. So it's very good that you give me some feedback because
Oh
I don't
yeah,
hear the difference. So
yeah. It's a very subtle difference, but it is a little noticeable, especially in this situation. So I'm trying to help you with that one.
Mhm.
So try it one more time. Tweedle, beetle, battle.
Twiddle, biddle, bottle.
Better. Still a little weak, but good. Make sure that you really hit those. So it's not bottle, but bottle. Dull. That sound is small, but it's very much there, and it kind of chops the word in half. So let's move on, and let's give you even more of these words to say. Can you try saying the upper right paragraph for me now?
Yes. And when they battle in a puddle, it's a twiddle, biddle, paddle, bottle.
Good. Now make sure that when you say battle with that A, that it's the ah sound, not bottle. Battle. It's like ah, but instead of ah is in the back of your mouth, ah is in the front of your mouth, but it's still with your jaw lowered and everything.
Bottle,
Battle.
battle, of battle.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's battle. So try just
Battle,
yeah. And try that. What was that second syllable again?
battle,
Bull.
battle,
So make sure that it's dull, not tull.
battle.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so try saying that paragraph one more time.
And when they battle in a puddle, it's twiddle, biddle, paddle, bottle,
Battle.
battle.
Yeah. So you want to make sure that your battle sounds different from puddle. That there's a different vowel. It's puddle, battle. The difference is
Paddle,
you'll say it for me?
paddle, battle.
Yeah, you want to make sure it's battle. It's in you always know you're saying it correctly if you're saying it in the front of your mouth, whereas puddle is in the back. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a break to practice that, and really practice making those D sounds further back on your gums and not on your teeth. And I'm going to skip over to Marina.
Yes.
All right. Would you like to try saying the two paragraphs on the left?
Okay. What do you know about Tweedle Beetles? Well, when Tweedle Beetles fight, it's called a Tweedle Beetle battle.
So good. The one distinction is that you're saying it all tweakle, beetle, battle. You're ending it all tull.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that because these noises, they're written with T's. Oh, some background noise coming through. So they're written with T's, but they're actually pronounced more like a D. So it's instead of tweetle and beetle, it's more like dull and bull. So can you try making that sound for me?
She muted.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was muted.
Oh, sorry. Is that me?
Yes, Jack.
Oh, how did I? Oh, I don't even know how that. Okay, sorry about that.
It's okay, don't worry.
Repeat.
Repeat Tweedle. How should I say?
So yeah, so it'll be so instead of tull, it'll be more like a D, almost like a dull.
Mm-hmm. Tweedle.
Tweedle.
Mm-hmm. Like this? Yeah. Tweedle, beetle, battle.
Yeah, and you really want to share this dull. So when you make, and one way to make sure you're doing the right sound is when you say when you say beetle, you can kind of feel when you make that t sound that your throat stops vibrating for a moment, because it vibrates for e and for ul, but when you go t t t, your throat doesn't vibrate. But if you make sure that your throat is vibrating the whole time, eedle, then you'll have to make that d sound, because you can't make a t and have your throat vibrate. There's no way to do it. You can't go eedle. So
Beetle or beetle.
beedle, yeah, dull.
Beetle. Twiddle beetle.
Yeah, tweedle, beetle. And so actually pretty much all the words in this are going to end in that dull sound. And yeah, and what this sound actually is, it's called a tap. And it's kind of halfway between a T and a D. And it's actually, to make it even more confusing, it's very similar to, if you're familiar with Italian or Spanish, the way they make an R, the are. So it's this little, your tongue just comes up and strikes the roof of your mouth, and then you go straight to a ul sound. So you can kind of think of it as you're making your vowel, and then you have to make an ul sound at the end, and right before, and to get your tongue to where it needs to be to make that L sound, it just comes up and it hits the roof of your mouth. So tweedle, beetle, battle. You can almost feel it when you make them, how your tongue pops up and makes that quick connection with your mouth.
Yeah, I got it. Twiddle, beetle, bottle, bottle.
Battle.
Battle, battle.
Yes, like that. So try saying these two paragraphs one more time for me.
The same from the left side, yes?
Yes.
Okay. What do you know about tweedle beetles? Well, when tweedle beetles fight, it's called a tweedle beetles battle.
Very good. That sounds very natural.
Thank you.
So, all right. So I want you to try doing the paragraph in the upper right corner now.
Okay. I didn't get puddle and like puddle and pedal. Yes, this?
Yes. So you mean you don't know what those words mean?
And I know the meaning. I don't know the pronunciation. Like the second one, pedal. Pedal.
So yeah. So
puddle,
yeah.
pedal. Okay.
So it is puddle, paddle, and remember it's dull, not tull. It's dull. Even if it's spelled with a T, it's pronounced dull.
Okay. And when they battle in a puddle, it's a twiddle. Oi, no. And when they battle in the puddle, it's a twiddle. Beetle, puddle, battle.
Yes, correct.
And when twiddle beetles battle with pedals in a puddle, they can't eat twiddle. Beetle, puddle, pedal, battle, end.
Good. Now make sure that for tweedle and beetle that it's the E sound. It's not twiddle, biddle. It's tweedle, beetle. So try saying that for me.
Tweedle, tweedle, beetle.
Yeah. Tweedle, beetle.
Tweedle,
One more time.
beetle.
Yeah, there you go. So say that the paragraph on the lower right for me one more time.
And when tweedle beetles battle with the pedals in a puddle, they call it a tweedle. Beetle, puddle, pedal, battle.
Yeah, very good.
But it's a battle. No, not it's a no. The last
What is
word.
the question? It's battle.
Battle. Okay.
Battle.
I should remember.
Try the ah sound for me.
Battle.
Yeah, battle.
Okay.
So yeah, but no, you had it very good. This is also, by the way, a great kind of a way in which English compounds words. Is that, it's a paddle. It's when we say a paddle battle because it's a battle with paddles, and it's a puddle paddle battle because it's a battle with paddles in a puddle. and it's a Tweedle Beetle Puddle Paddle Battle because it has those Tweedle Beetles in it. So it's a fun way you can do compounds in English like this. So, all right, we're going to move on now. Shadow? Are you there, Shadow?
Yes, yes, teacher.
All right. So, I know you've tried this before, so we're going to start off with the upper right paragraph. Can you try saying that one for me?
Okay, so you want me to read it all?
Just the paragraph in the upper right.
Okay, and when? This, teacher?
Yes.
Okay. And when they battle in a bottle, it's a Tweedle Beetle Bottle Battle. And when Tweedle Beetle, battle with battle in a bottle, they call it a Tweedle Beetle Bottle Battle. And
Okay. So, when the biggest issue here is your pronunciation of those P's.
Yeah, I have this problem. Right?
Yeah. So you remember how I was talking about that puff of air, right?
Yeah, it's right?
Yeah. Puff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So when you make that buh sound, you'll feel if you hold your hand up to your mouth and you go buh with a B, you'll feel air, but you won't feel, but you only feel a little air, buh, a little puff of air comes out. But when you say puh, you want to feel a lot of air come out. It's puh. So try puh for me.
Okay. So, and when they battle in a puddle, it's a Tweedle Beetle Puddle Battle. And when Tweedle Beetles battle with puddles in a puddle, they call it Tweedle Beetle Puddle Battle. Very hard, really.
Yeah, that was better. So what to you is the hardest part about making your P's distinct, do you think?
I don't know, really. We don't have this in my language, so because of that, very, very hard for me.
Yes. Okay. So let's just try battle paddle really quick. So here, in fact, I'll write it in the chat so you can see it. So try saying those words for me.
Battle puddle.
So remember that paddle is actually pronounced the same as battle, but with a P. So make sure it's that same A vowel in this word. So try it again.
Battle paddle.
Yeah, that was very good. I could hear that puff, that little puff of air.
Yeah, thank you.
So now, another two words. These words have different vowel sounds too. So try saying these two words.
Bottle, paddle.
So that was good. Now remember that all these words end in the same sound. So it's not bottle, it's not bottle, it's bottle.
Bottle, paddle.
Yes, very good. So try saying the tongue twister for me again, and every time you hit a P word, really puff those P's out.
Okay, you want me to read it again?
Yeah, one more time, please.
Okay. And when they bottle in a puddle, it's a Tweedle Beetle puddle battle. It's a Tweedle Beetle puddle battle. And when Tweedle Beetle battle with puddles in a puddle, they call it the Tweedle Beetle puddle battle.
Good. You did a very good job with your P's that time. just 2 notes. Remember that when you see paddle and battle, it's that ah sound. So right now your ah sounds a lot like the sound of puddle or butt or bottle. So
Okay.
you want to make sure that when you see these A's that you bring those vowels forward in your mouth. Is where this vowel is made. It's in the front of your mouth and at the bottom of your mouth. So kind of like near your lower lip. Ah is where your tongue goes.
Okay.
So could you try saying the word battle for me?
Paddle.
Yeah. Okay, so try saying just that final phrase, the tweedle beetle puddle paddle battle.
They call it a tweedle beetle puddle paddle puddle.
Okay, good, except you got your B and your P a little switched up. I could feel you
Yeah, yeah,
on the B and not on the P.
yeah, oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. Just remember that it's that P, T, K, get that little extra H sound in there, that P. And B, D, and G don't. So paddle, battle.
Okay, paddle, battle.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna give you a rest, and while you're waiting, you can kind of practice putting your hand up to your mouth and feeling the difference between "buh" and "puh," the little puffs of air. And I'm gonna move on. Tahir.
Yes, teacher.
All right. Would you like to try pronouncing the phrase on the right?
Okay. And when they battle and a battle, it's tweedle beetle battle. And when tweedle beetles battle with paddles and a paddle, they call it tweedle beetle battle. Okay.
All right. So now you I can hear have a bit of similar problem to Shadow in distinguishing P and B.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, like I said, make sure that you really puff on those P's, because that's actually one of the biggest ways in which you can make these sounds more distinct.
Okay.
So try saying just paddle battle for me.
Paddle battle. Paddle battle.
Yeah, good. It's also important to make sure with your P's, where I talked about your throat vibrating before, we call this voicing. When your throat is vibrating, that's voicing. When it's not vibrating, that's voiceless. So remember that B is voiced, but P is not voiced.
Yep.
So make sure that you're not voicing those P's. You can kind of use that puff of air to even further distance it from that vowel when you have to start voicing again. So try saying those 2 words for me one more time.
Which one, teacher? Paddle?
Paddle and battle.
BA or BU? Which one? The last 2 words. Okay.
Yes.
Paddle, battle.
Yes.
Paddle, battle.
That sounded very good. So try saying the poem one more time, and just like with Shadow, every time you hit one of those P's, really puff it out, even if you have to say the poem a little slower.
Okay. Which one, teacher? Which paragraph?
And when they battle in a puddle, and all the way down.
Okay. And when they battle and a paddle, it is a tweedle beetle battle. And when tweedle beetles battle with paddles and a paddle, they call it tweedle beetle battle.
Good, very good.
You can distinguish, teacher?
Yeah, I could hear it much better that time than I could the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So time is running low, Does anyone have any questions at this point? Anything they've been waiting to ask me about?
Yes, teacher, I have one.
Yes?
Because you are linguistic and you are the teacher here in this
Mhm.
linguistics, I try to, I wish to give classes with vowel sound, every classes with 2 or 3 vowel sound, and we practice about them and we do test or something like that.
Are you saying you'd like to practice with me more on those sounds?
A vowel sound, yes, vowel sound like you know, the U, it is so tricky, vowel sound.
Yeah. Well, if you want, I put in this is my little verbling address. If you ever want, you can always schedule a tutoring session with me. Alternately, if you keep track of the classes I teach, I do a one on phonetics periodically. So you can always take that one, because on that one I explain in depth about all the sounds of English and how they're made in your mouth. So
Okay.
those are both options for you. But I would be
Okay.
happy to. This is what I do for a living, so I like it.
Okay, teacher.
Does anyone else have any questions or anything they'd like to see one more time?
I want to see about seashore. I didn't practice it because I had some problems with internet.
Yes, that's right.
Is it
You missed.
possible to
It is
show it?
absolutely. We definitely have enough time for that. So this one, and I'll say it for you. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. And if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells. So that's how those ones work.
Okay,
And,
it's pretty challenging.
Yeah, this one's pretty difficult. I have a very hard time with it. Even though I'm a native speaker, sh and s are the two sounds I have the hardest time with. So try just that first line for me.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
Very good. So go on for the rest of it.
The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. And if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells.
Very good. Just say that second line for me one more time.
The shells she sells are the seashells, I'm sure.
So when you start off, you want to make sure that's a the, not a z.
Repeat, Jack, please.
So that first word, it's with its th, it's the, not z. Yeah,
The.
Yeah. It can be tricky. Just so you know, the difference between this sound and those other sounds, that S sound, that's made, and you can kind of feel it. Your tongue is right up against either your teeth or your gums. I imagine when Araceli makes it, it's more on her teeth, but when you make it, it might be more on your gums. I don't know how it works, but then shh. You're doing the same thing with your mouth, but shh, it's further back on the roof of your mouth. You can feel it, shh, instead of on your gums. Then that th sound, the sound in the and then, that's with your tongue basically between your teeth, and you're doing the same thing with your mouth, but your tongue is between your teeth. So the. So could you try saying that second line one more time?
The shells she sells are the seashells, I'm sure.
Yeah, and try saying shells for me.
Shells?
Yeah. Okay, just you stumbled on that vowel. I just wanted to make sure you had it, but I think it was just because you were going fast. So try say the whole poem for me one more time.
Oh my gosh, okay. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are the seashells, I'm sure. And if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells.
Yes. All right, very good. So I'm going to enter in the names of these tongue twisters we've looked at. Many of them are named by their first line. Just in case you guys want to look them up on your own time. And yeah, we're just about we're basically out of time. Does anyone else have any questions, or are we good to go?
No, teacher, I don't have.
All right. Well then, thank you guys for showing up. I hope you had fun, and I will see you next time, hopefully.
Okay,
Okay,
bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye
Thank you.
bye. Thank you very much.